And we are back for the second half of the D3 National Championship game from Winston-Salem. We've got Brandeis Tron up 8-6 over Georgia College. We're going to have Brandeis pulling to Georgia College. And we saw a pretty clean first half for the most part. Only 3 breaks in total in the whole half. And 1 from Georgia College, and then the half ending with 2 breaks from Brandeis. So Brandeis looking to see if they can keep their break train rolling out of half here. That's senior Elon Kane with the pull. See another big outside-in pull from him, that rolling pull. Shorthouse stops it, centers it to Riviere. Brandeis has been running this zone, and they've been trying to tempt Georgia College into boosting it in this zone. We'll see if Georgia College can show some patience. They've had success when they've been patient. Riviere with a nice fake there, gets him the big swing off to Vic Roy. Vic Roy, nice blade over the top of that cup. Finds Bush. And that's Riviere on the sideline. Oh, and an unforced turn in the middle of the field from Georgia College, and Brandeis has a chance at another break. Kane dumps the disc off to Humbert. Humbert swings it. Georgia College confused on the turn here. Not matched up tightly at all. It looks like, is that Newberger that takes an injury? Not sure what happened there. That's a guy you want to stay on the field, though, when you're trying to punch into break. Coming in for him is freshman Jordan Kaufman. So the freshman getting a chance here at a big break opportunity. We'll see if he can be involved in the point. Georgia College forcing a hard no around on the mark. High stall bailout there. Another high stall bailout situation. Humbert takes a timeout. Pretty early in the half to take a timeout, but we've talked about it before, Cam. That's what they want to do, is get their timeouts on the goal line and set up something that they can punch in.
Yeah, absolutely. Brandeis is one of the best red zone offenses in the country. It doesn't hurt them at all to take this timeout and settle themselves to punch in this break.
So we're going to stick with you here during this timeout, being so early in the half. No need for us to go away. Cam, what do you think was successful for Brandeis in the first half that allowed them to start getting a little bit of momentum going into halftime?
I really think they forced Georgia College to make some errors that they didn't particularly want to, and I think that zone really helped a lot as well. Georgia College, you can tell, was really impatient with it, and when they were patient, it was working, but very, very rare that they were actually running a solid zone offense, but instead trying to boost the disc. That's exactly what Brandeis was looking for. So if they can keep playing steady defense, they'll continue to be successful in this game.
So we see Brandeis coming out of this timeout here, setting up in a traditional vert stack. Looks like that stack's a little close to the disc. You see a stack normally set up in the middle of the field here. Looks like they're probably setting up some type of flood play, I would assume. And you wonder if there's a certain matchup they feel like they have here to try and isolate that matchup. Disc is tapped in, and it is a flood play. And right up the line. And that is another break for Brandeis. And that is 3 breaks in a row. They are really rolling here. Looks like halftime did nothing to stop their momentum. And that gives us a score of Brandeis 9, Georgia College 6.
You almost have to wonder what is it Georgia College has in their head right now. What is it that they need to do to turn this game back around? Obviously, they get their own line out here and they can try and punch it in again. But really what it is they need to stop turning the disc. That's what's really hurting. Brandeis has converted, I think, all 3 breaks off just one turn, and they've pretty much held the disc all the way up the field. Mm-hmm. So for Georgia College to be successful for the rest of this game, they really just need to value the disc more.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, it's been Georgia College's style all weekend, though, to boost the disc and really take those risky shots. And they've just previously come down with those risky shots. And they're not having that kind of success against Brandeis. And, you know, you got to wonder if they have a plan B or if they're just going to keep shooting with plan A. Or, you know, we definitely want to see a comeback as neutrals in this game. We don't want to see a blowout here, but Brandeis is rolling right now, and as the more experienced team, you got to wonder if that's going to continue here. You see the pull go up from Brandeis. And Georgia College could really benefit here from a nice easy hold, one of their patented, 1-2 throw offensive holds here. And Shorthouse has the disc.
Here's that Brandeis zone again, and they're not making it easy at all for Georgia College.
And it's interesting that they're so committed to this zone, despite the fact that there's very little wind out here. You know, these throws are pretty easy that Georgia College is able to make, but they're just daring Georgia College to do something stupid. And there we go, Vickroy hucking the disc from halfway back in his end zone. Zemski wins the battle again with Bush. Oh, no. And it looks like a pretty bad strip call there from Bush.
That'll go straight to the observer, and they'll make the call here.
Doesn't look like the observers needed to meet very long, and they waved that off very quickly. That's the right call. And Zemski again continues his dominance with that matchup against Bush. We saw him get that bookends going into half, getting the D on Bush and then burning him deep. And yet again there, he wins that matchup again on the deep shot. Zaslov with the disc, gets it upfield. Acres of space here for these Brandeis cutters. Oh, and he's out of bounds there. Oh, what a needless turnover there from Brandeis. There was no reason to even throw that disc. There was no stall count, let alone throwing it to a guy who's standing out of bounds. You don't want to waste a possession like that.
And that's a huge sigh of relief for Georgia College. Brandeis could have almost gotten their fourth break in a row right there, and they finally got the disc back, and hopefully, for their sake, they can punch it in.
Vickroy with a nice hammer there. And he flips it into Shorthouse, and that is the hole Georgia College needed to stop the bleeding there. Shorthouse with the goal. Comes from the big man, number 9. And that's Graham Hill with the assist. And now Georgia College can take a deep breath knowing that they've stopped the bleeding here and see if they can set up some kind of defense of their own. Try and get some breaks going on this Brandeis O-line that's proved to be very solid this entire game. There's been nothing to suggest Georgia College will be able to stop these guys, but we'll see if their coach Jericho Barber can come up with something here. Maybe they've got a unique zone look of their own that they can pull out. Something to disrupt this Brandeis Hostak flow a little bit. Cam, we've seen a lot of success from this Brandeis O-line. If you were in Georgia College's position right now, what would you throw out there? What would you look to do to try and slow these guys down?
Well, you see Brandeis being able to stretch the field just as much as they can keep it as tight as possible. So what you really need to do is, if possibly, you have a few junk looks just to kind of take away some upfield looks and make the handlers have to handle. We haven't seen too much handler movement besides some quick break shots here and there, but I'd really like to see Georgia College force the handlers to work through a junk defense to make those cutters upfield available.
But just something to keep Newberger from having his guy isolated in space. Oh, and Vickroy with the run through D there. Oh, and the first throw back to Vickroy, and that's quick bookends, and Georgia College gets one of their breaks back. That makes the score Brandeis 9, Georgia College 8. Vickroy stepping up big time there with the quick goal, the quick bookends. And that is exactly what the doctor ordered for Georgia College.
And you can see the excitement in Georgia College. The momentum that Brandeis had is starting to fade away and starting to go to Georgia College's favor. And if they can keep that momentum, this game can turn around.
And that was just a silly throw there. When you think about it, Vickroy didn't even have to bid for that D. Just easy run through D, kept his momentum going, and first throw goal. And, not only is that a break for Georgia College, but that is an easy break. That's the kind of break that they're looking for, where they're not having to grind and battle and use the legs of guys like Vickroy. That is exactly what they needed. We've talked about Georgia College with the unforced turnovers and just throwing the disc away and being impatient. That's the last 2 turnovers. Brandeis, the first one when they had their break opportunity and threw that silly pass up the line when he didn't need to. And then that turnover right there where the receiver just wasn't open at all. And they're starting to beat themselves a little bit too here. We'll see if they can right the ship. It's an experienced team. I wouldn't be surprised to see them bounce back with a hold here. Vickroy with the big pole.
And you gotta think, being up a few breaks, Brandeis might have been just a little too comfortable and got just a little too laid back in their play right there, and just set up for a fiery Georgia College break.
And you can hear the guys. This is from Connecticut College. That's right around us, leading the chants for Georgia College. Kind of responding to the crowd being in Brandeis' favor towards the end of the first half, like we saw. Zaslav with the disc. Gets it upfield. That's Humpert with the disc. Vickroy on the mark. Nice little upline shot there. Brandeis is moving it with ease here. It's Zaslav up the line. Zaslav finds Newberger. They're right on the goal line now. And Newberger with a hammer. And his man is wide open. I would imagine there's going to be a call here.
Bush was on the ground there.
Not sure what was called here. Getting it figured out. We've seen Bush in the middle of several calls, but I think that's more of just his presence in the game rather than any sign of the way he approaches the game. And it looks like there was a call. Zemski and Bush dap it up real quick. Nice spirit there from both those guys. Like to see that, especially when a game's getting heated like this with breaks going both directions. So Newberger got the disc back there on the goal line. Let's see if Brandeis' clean zone offense can punch in another hold here. Zaslav with the disc. Nice little inside break shot there. Oh, and Kane with the drop. And Georgia College is going to have another chance at a break here. Vickroy picks up the disc. Dumps it up ahead to Bush. Bush dumps back to Vickroy. Vickroy with no mark right now. You got to imagine he wants to bomb it. Someone give him the run. And there the run comes. This is from number 6, I believe. And he goes up. And that is another break for Georgia College. It's turning into a little bit of a game of runs here, Cam. That's 2 breaks in a row for Georgia College, and they've tied this game back up at 9s. We are back on serve. That's number 6, Dakota Wellmaker for Georgia College with the deep cut there. You saw Vickroy unmarked, and just a miscommunication from Brandeis, and they paid for it.
Just in the same position Georgia College was in just 2 or 3 points ago, Brandeis has got to be thinking to themselves, what is it that they need to do to stop this bleeding now?
Mm-hmm.
How to start getting these holds and finding their breaks again.
And Georgia College is a team that plays with swagger. They play with confidence, and you got to imagine a guy like Vickroy getting his confidence going here. You saw in the last break he had the D and the goal, and on that break he gets the assist. He's starting to hit a little bit of a rhythm here, and Brandeis needs to get a nice, easy score here to kind of, control the fire that is Nathan Vickroy. And he's back out there again, and you got to imagine he's not coming out of the game. We talked about it first time they got their break in the first half, how they gave their studs a rest after that and kind of took their foot off the pedal. You got to imagine they've learned from that mistake, and they're going to keep the pressure on here. You can hear the crowd getting into this game big time. This is an awesome atmosphere right now. Got Brandeis' sideline trying to get the crowd on one end hyped up. You got Connecticut College picking up Georgia College on the other side, and this is fun stuff right here. Elon Kane catches Eddie, centers it to Humbert. Humbert gets downfield to Newberger very quickly. Back to Humbert. Break shot over to Zaslav. Bush with the big mark on Zaslav here. Kind of orbiting on that mark a little bit. And they float the disc up. Works out from there. Kane up downfield. Oh, huge bid. That's Wellmaker, a guy who just caught that goal, making a huge bid there. That's unreal. And you see Georgia College just bumping their guy a little bit on the mark, just trying to disrupt Brandeis' rhythm. Kind of forced Brandeis into calling it. Looks like we've got a foul there. It's at the front of the stack. Looks like that's Magia guarding Kane. They dap it up, and we're good to go. Bush on the mark again. That is a huge mark. Oh, nice throw. Shorthouse with the bid. Centers it to Zaslav. Oh, and a slip from the receiver. That's Sosby with the slip.
There's the revenge of the muddy field again. I'm sure that won't be the last time we see that happen in this game.
Yeah, all weekend the muddy field has been the best defender for both for all the teams out here.
And is that Shorthouse seems to be injured
to the point where Georgia College coach Jericho Barber runs all the way out there. You got to wonder what he's out there getting involved with. You don't really want to see a coach out there being involved here. Not sure what's going on. I'm sure the observers will get that under control though very quickly. Yeah, it looks like the coach is getting out of things. Not sure what happened there. The observers looked like we're signaling for a sub. Now it looks like Shorthouse might be staying out there. You know, in a perfect world, observers would be mic'd up like NFL referees so they can communicate to the crowd what's going on, but we're just not there yet, sadly. You can hear the wind has picked up a little bit here. It's nothing crazy, nothing unmanageable, but it will affect a throw if the throwers aren't crisp. Oh, and Brandeis taking advantage of the injury to get their zone set. And Vicroy doesn't care. He rips a bomb through the middle of that cup. And that's Bush. Was he in? And what an incredible throw from Nathan Vicroy. Unreal, just threading the needle right through that zone, and he hits his big man Bush in the back of the end zone. That is another Georgia College break.
And there's that wind you were just talking about. You could see it help throw just a little bit, letting the disc hang up just an extra second longer to get over that defender. Huge play from Nathan Vicroy.
And the confidence to just bomb it through that zone is just unreal. First thing is to have the throws to do that, but the other thing is to have the confidence in those throws, especially on such a big stage. Just put it up there, and it's got to help to have a big target like Bush that you can trust. But that is a huge, huge throw from Nathan Vicroy. Unbelievable.
And you just got to think how big of a throw that actually was. Just being a few yards away from his own end zone and going the entire width of the field as well. It must have been at least a 75, 80-yard backhand through a cup.
Yeah, with bend on it too. Nice little I.O. throw. And that's got to be demoralizing for Brandeis. You know, they think they're getting their zone set, and they think they're going to be able to stifle that D-line offense. And Vicroy just says to hell with that and bombs it clean down the field. That is unreal. And that Georgia College swagger and momentum is going, and they cannot be stopped right now. Vicroy really putting the team on his back. He goes from a D to a goal to an assist to another assist. And he is just having his way with this Brandeis team right now.
We don't have a play of the game, per se, but if Georgia College can go on to win this with this momentum that they have, that might as well just be the play of the game.
Yeah, that throw. I don't know if we'll see another throw like that. That was unreal. Brandeis staying with their same offense. You see Shorthouse bumping Newberger again. That's got to be the 4th or 5th foul on Shorthouse bumping Newberger. You got to see. Yeah, and the observer pulls out a card there. That was a long time coming. Got to see if Shorthouse will back up a little bit. But you understand the method there, being a little physical with these Brandeis guys. Just a little bump, letting them know you're there every single time. Just trying to kill that rhythm and that flow that they have. Humbert struggles to get open on Vicroy, and Vicroy with the D. And he jacks it right away. Oh, and it does stay in bounds, but Bush is not able to come back down with it. A little conservation of greatness there from Vicroy, but you know what? You got to like that matchup that he had. And those are the kind of turnovers you're going to live with when you got a shooter like Vicroy with the disc. Brandeis trying to march again. Kane tries to jack the disc. And it's just too far for Newberger. He can't get there. And now Georgia College has another chance at another break. Looks like it's going to be Perivier picking up the disc. And Vicroy is in a total shooter's mode right now. If he has the disc and he has a lane, he's going to shoot it. See if they can get him the disc in a power position here. Brandeis choosing not to set their zone, going with man defense this time. Perivier about halfway in his own end zone, finds Bush. You see Vicroy in the open lane over there. High stall situation there. Riviere with the disc. Swings it out to Bush. And you can see how big Bush is. Look at his mark. His head comes up to Bush's chest. Gives you an idea of just how big Bush is out there. Riviere gets it upfield. Vicroy has it. He's looking. And the crowd wanted it, but Vicroy did not give it to him. Looks like he'll have another chance here. Oh, and he bombs it through the mark. Won't be shocked to see a foul if that's coming back. Oh, and Bush just with the body on the catch. Oh, and I was just talking about how big he is, and you just got to see it right there, and that poor Brandeis defender got to feel just how big Bush is. That is unreal. What a catch from Bush to bail out that huge throw from Vicroy. And we talked about it. Vicroy's in a shooting mood right now. If he can get that hook off, he's going to put it out there. And we'll see what Bush can do here with the disc at the goal line. They're about 5 yards out from yet another break. And it looks like they go with a timeout there instead. I think we're going to take a break here during the timeout. We'll be back after the timeout. And we're back from the timeout. We've got Georgia College's Josh Bush about maybe 5 yards out from the goal line. Disc is live. Oh my God, Vicroy.
Goodness.
And that is Vicroy with the goal. And Georgia College with another break. What a cut from Vicroy there.
That was just an amazing cut. I don't think I've ever seen someone cut up line so fast from a standstill. Watching his feet move was just amazing.
That was an incredible first step there. And you saw he had his hand out trying to sell his man on the fact that he was going around. And then just hit his top speed so quick going up the line. And that was Newberger guarding him, I believe. A really good defender, a guy who plays competitive club ultimate with a team like Big Wrench. He's seen, top players before and guarded them. And Vicroy just made him look silly on that cut. What a play. And Georgia College is now on a 5-0 run. They were down 9-6. And they one hold, and then 4 breaks later, they are now up 11-9 on Brandeis. What a turnaround, and it has been on the back of Vicroy.
So based on our clocks, we haven't heard a horn yet, but we do believe that soft cap is in effect right now. We know in the rules that there is no hard cap, but we do believe this game will be played till 13. If we do get that confirmed, we will let you know. But as far as we know, this game should be played to 13 right now.
Yeah, looking at our clocks here, if we're not in soft cap already, then we will be here shortly. We'll keep you posted on that situation. Oh, and a drop! Oh my gosh, a first throw drop from Brandeis, and Georgia College is 15 yards away from their 5th consecutive break. And Vicroy, looks like Vicroy will pick up the disc. He's got Shorthouse in the backfield with him. And look at this offense here. Cam, talk a little bit about Georgia College's zone or goal line offense here. You've seen them run this before this weekend.
So this is something very creative. They'll just put 4 cutters in the very back of the end zone and basically just play 3-on-3 throughout the whole red zone. It's almost just like a big game of mini for them. Creates a lot of space.
Oh, and Bush with a big catch there. Bush was kind of hanging down with the cutters. He was the front of the stack downfield, though, and you could see he was getting to a high stall situation. He served as the bailout there.
Great pressure on defense, though, from the defender there.
Oh, and Bush didn't catch it. Oh, Zemski came up with the disc. Looked to me like Bush caught it, but I think Zemski might have come down with the disc. And I guess the foul was on Bush. And the observer upholds that, so Zemski has the disc. Oh, what an interesting play there. I could have sworn Bush had the disc. So Zemski, what a fight from him to get that disc back for Brandeis. They needed that D in a very, very big way. Waiting to tap the disc in here. We'll see if Brandeis now can get into their offense and try and get their much-needed hold. And as this point goes on, it just furthers our belief that this is now in soft cap. Looking at the time, we believe that soft cap should be going on. Newberger with the disc, marked by Vicroy. Got to imagine he wants a little bit of revenge after how Vic Roy made him look on that last point. Looks like there was a pick downfield, I would assume. Didn't really see much on the mark that it could be. And you see just how spaced out they are right now. Got to pull that stack a little closer to the handlers, you would think. Looks like that's Sosby back there. Good 45 yards from his handler. Oh, a nice little cut there from Zaslav. Gets open. Sosby on the in cut. I apologize, that's not Sosby. Oh, and a turfed throw. Turfed throw. Newberger trying to slide to pick it up. Not going to happen, though. Throw was way turfed. And Vic Roy with the disc. Got to imagine he's looking to jack it. Oh, and what a... Oh, my gosh. Magia with the almost drop there. Looks like the disc got tacoed, but rules say you got to finish it out. It's playable. He better hope his defender isn't stalling right now because this isn't a stoppage of play. Bush with the disc. You saw him trying to pin the disc a little bit there. Shorthouse cuts up line. Oh, push pass. And I'm sorry, that wasn't Bush with the disc. That was Poole with the disc. Bush now has the disc. Not sure what the call was there. Ballsy push pass, though. Zaslav on the mark. It's Bush tapping the disc in. Oh, and he turns it over, trying to be a little cheeky with that blade to the break side. And Brandeis is getting their chance here. See if they can... Oh, and Newberger dropped, or slips. The Mud coming up with another D.
It didn't help him that the disc was a tad behind him, and if there was no mud, he might have been able to slow himself down and grab that disc. But unfortunately, his feet got caught in the mud. Nice catch there. Unfortunately, his feet got caught in the mud, and that's you have to just be knowledgeable of the fact that it's there, and everyone's playing in these conditions.
Yeah. The Mud proving yet again to be the best defender out here today. Nice little dump swing here from Georgia College. They're about 10 yards out. Oh, and Vic Roy.
Right around the defender. Huge score. An amazing throw from Vic Roy to his favorite receiver, Josh Bush.
And the camera should have a great angle of that throw, seeing it go right around the bidding receiver. And what do you know? A Vic Roy assist and a Bush goal. The connection strikes back. Just an unreal game from these guys. That's Vic Roy's 4th assist to go with 4 goals and 4 Ds so far from what I've got written down here. And that's Bush's 5th goal to go with 3 assists. These guys are both just absolutely filling up the stat sheet. Unbelievable performance from them. And that is their 5th break in a row and their 6th straight point. And I believe we are hearing that Cap went on before that point. So game is to 13, I believe. So Georgia College now, it's game point for them. And what a huge second half this would be if they went from giving up the first point to then rattling off a hold and all breaks straight into the win. You can hear the Connecticut College guys really try to jump in on this. Help out the momentum from Georgia College. And Brandeis, you got to feel for it here. A lot of seniors, we talked about it before, 9 seniors and grad school students on their team. And this can't be how they want to go out. Let's hope we see a little bit of fight here from Brandeis. Humber catches the disc. Centers it to Zaslav. Zaslav downfield to Kane. Newberger, you see him slips again in the open lane. Oh, and Kane jacks the disc. And that's Zemski wide open. And Zemski doing it again, winning that matchup. Looks like that was Hill he had on the matchup this time, so not winning that matchup with Bush again. But Zemski has been their guy all game. When they needed a big D or needed a big goal, it seems like it's been Zemski that's come up with it. And he's really helping out and really putting the team on his back. And he's only a junior, really trying to put in all his effort to give these seniors the last game that they deserve.
And that's a really good confidence booster for Brandeis right there. That really quick O point right there really allows them to not work as hard, get those guys from O-line to cross over the D and get this break that they need. But there is a lot on the line for Brandeis, more than just this final. In their last 5 major tournaments or so, they've come in second place consistently. Regionals, sectionals, D3 Easterns, Leo Pig Out, last year's finals. They have so much on the line, and they really want to win this game. They are sick and tired of coming in second place. So let's see if they can rattle off these breaks and beat Georgia College here.
Yeah, sadly for them, they've been in this position before where they're losing in a final. So you got to imagine they have experience with it. Let's see if they have the mental toughness to dig out of it, though, instead of giving into it. And that's another huge rolling pole. Shorthouse does an excellent job of blocking it this time. Just gets dumped back to Shorthouse. And here's that zone. Let's see if they manage to be patient through it this time. Very active marks, very active cup. Looks like Newberger's running a box-and-one type of setup here on Vicroy. It's Shorthouse downfield. Oh, and you got to imagine if the Brandeis defender bids there, he gets a D. Oh, and Bush comes up like he's hurt, but he's not taking an injury. At least from what we've seen, he's not calling injury. I guess the violation was called. There's no rule about grabbing your hammy, and he's going to stay out there. Shorthouse, Scuber. Georgia College is about 15 yards out now from winning nationals. And Privier takes a timeout. Oh, and this is a huge possession. They've managed to march it all the way down. Interesting look there from Brandeis, running a 6-man zone with Newberger matching up one-on-one on Vicroy, just doing everything he could to keep him off the disc. And that's so crazy to me. They're willing to gamble on 6 guys being able to cover the whole field against Georgia College's 6 and let Newberger take that one matchup with Vicroy.
So what do you think the strategy is there? If you're Georgia College and specifically Vicroy, how do you approach that?
So I guess there's 2 ways you look at it if you're Vicroy. First way is you get out of the way. You trust your guys. You let them go 6-on-6. And you just trust them and trust the fact that given that extra space, they're going to be able to take advantage of it. The other way is if he can't actually get the disc, not only does he have the one man that's marking him, but then the 3 guys in the cup have to decide what to do, whether they sag off or whether they jump in as well. It'll really throw off that zone. I think if you're Vicroy, you got to just trust your guys. You got to let your guys do it. You know, you're in the championship game. He's got quality guys around him in Privier and Shorthouse and Bush that, given that extra space, should be able to dominate. But, you know, when you're feeling it like Vicroy is, you want to get your hands on the disc, and we'll see if that's how he chooses to play it here. And you can see that zone set up perfectly right now coming out of this timeout. You got the 3-man cup, you got the 2 mids there really pinched centrally, and you got Zemski holding it down in the back, and you're going to ask him to cover a lot of ground here.
And this 6-man zone might help in the short field, too. Gives a lot less space for Georgia College to work with.
For sure. Riviere jumps it backwards to Shorthouse. Looks like a foul there. Shorthouse going to call it. On the receiving end of the foul this time. And again, you're getting a good look at this zone here in the stoppage. Newberger really leaving it all out there, trying to shadow Vicroy. And Shorthouse with the hammer. Oh my goodness! What a huge D!
Goodness.
Going full-on Superman. Can't tell who that was. Was that number 99? Was that Jordan Kaufman with that D? Was that a freshman with that huge Superman D? Who was that? What an unreal play. Oh my God, that is the biggest D we've seen. Kane floating the disc up, back corner of the end zone. And that's the goal. That's Brandeis' break. They are back in this game, ladies and gentlemen. We have a game.
Wow, what a D.
Oh my God. That is putting your body on the line there, knowing that if that score happens, your season is done. And he is rewarded for that effort. A lazy hammer from Shorthouse and a massive play from Brandeis. That might be the best D we've seen all weekend. That is a huge play. Unbelievable. And in this mud, we haven't seen defenses able to get that explosion and get that grip to make those kind of plays much. But he was able to get a wind-up into that floating hammer and really time it and put his body on the line there, and he was rewarded for it. That is massive.
think I might take back what I said about Fitzroy's puck being the play of the game. I think we just found a new one.
That was unbelievable.
Might have spoke a little too soon on that.
And these are the kind of plays you want to see with the two best teams going at it in the championship game. What a play. And that's got to get Brandeis' defense fired up to get another break here.
But let's be reminded, all Georgia College has to do is hold here for their victory.
They get it to Vickroy. And you see now Vickroy with the disc. You see the Cup not really knowing what to do. And now the Cup's having to pinch back in again. Newberger still running that box and one. See if he chooses to get involved with the disc or not. It looks like he's just going to sag back. He's trying to get it. He gets it. You see how the Cup is loose and sagging out. Huge blade across. That's a nice throw. Shorthouse works it up. That's Magia with the disc. Magia dumps it back to Shorthouse. Oh, and a nice throw up the line. Is it? And he hits Bush. And that is your game. Ladies and gentlemen, Georgia College Disco is your 2016 D3 National Champions, and they stormed the field. What a second half from Georgia College.
Great throw from Shorthouse there. Curved around the defender. Got about 5 yards out of bounds there. Came right back in for the toe on the line. Great shot. Great way to end the game.
And what do you know? It's Bush catching the game-winning score. Unbelievable game. You see Bush and Vickroy embrace there. They have absolutely left it all on the field this weekend, and they deserve that embrace. My goodness. And they line up and shake hands with Brandeis, and you got to feel for Brandeis, America's favorite silver medalist, come in second place yet again. After being in control, being up 9-6, a huge 6-point run from Georgia College puts them up 12-9. Brandeis battles back to make it close, but they can't finish off the comeback, and Georgia College wins.
If you had to pick a finals MVP, who do you think it would be?
It's Vickroy. There's no question about it. I mean, he had the Ds, the goals, the assists in that run. He was all over the place, all over the disc. Unbelievable. And you know what? Sometimes at the end of the day, you just want to have the better players on your team. And Georgia College had the best player in the game in Vickroy. And he stepped up big time, and he carried this team to a win. What a performance from Vickroy and Bush, taking this Georgia College team from the 9th seed of the tournament to national champions. This is Michael Ball with Cam Bellando signing off.